Yo, what's going on? It's Apocalypse Phoenix with another video. How y'all doing today? Mm. Well, yo, what's up, everybody? It's Apocalypse Phoenix with another video. How you doing today? Um, we're gonna get right into the video. It's about some migrants that attacked some NYC uh, police officers. Man, look, I know it's a big hot button issue. I used to believe, in it, like illegal immigration, but there's too many factors to go that are around it just to be like, hey, these people are coming from a bad place and they want to come to a better place, right? Like that's the easy way to put it, but it's not that way. There's every country protects their borders, so that's nothing new. I don't know why America wanting to protect their borders is something controversial. We're a land of immigrants, but every single one of the immigrants went through that port over there by the Statue of Liberty, and they had to get their name taken. They knew who they were. They knew where they lived. They got them a social so they could work. You know, the way it's going on now, it's just too many people coming in. And what happens is most of the time, once they come up, they stay there. So a lot of the people coming up, they're packing up all these southern states when they're coming through. They're coming into California, and it's not like they disperse evenly throughout the state or disperse evenly throughout the country. Where it's like, hey, we need some people here in these areas, and we need some doctors and some farm laborers, and we need people here and there. No, they usually come up, and then they stay right there. So there's a swell of people, way too many people down in those southern states. And then when the immigrants do go to different places from where they entered into the country, they'll go to Chicago, Minnesota, New York. So there's, a couple of cities where they go and the same thing happens. They all go to the same place. They all go to these same like 10, 15 cities across the country. And so there's a surge of migrants there too. And it's not like these people have money so they can go into like rent places in affluent or middle income families or anything like that. No, it's all people that are very poor. So there's already there's already neighborhoods that are poor, that don't have a lot of resources, that don't have a lot of jobs, don't have a lot of things going on for themselves, and then add more poor people. Then the other thing is, they want to lie to us to say it's families that are coming in. It's mainly military aged men. Now, they say military aged men for a reason. There's going to be a whole lot of single men just hanging around, not working. They're not going to get a girl or anything like that, girlfriend, most of them. So it's just going to be a whole lot of poor, sexually frustrated, angry men. And who are they going to be angry at? America, even though they rushed here. And then they get here, America's racist, America, blah, blah, blah. Even though they're getting free food, free housing, free, in California, you can get driver's license, like all these things. And that's what's getting, Americans angry is because we need help. We're dealing with inflation. We're dealing with high prices of renting. And then you come and just give somebody that came into the country illegally. And there are people that are waiting and waiting to get in this country legally. You're going to give all this stuff to somebody who breaks the law. So go ahead and come in here breaking the law. Go ahead and keep breaking the law, and everything's going to be fine. And this is what leads to this stuff right here, where there's an altercation and the police go to stop it, to go clear it out, and they end up getting jumped. Now let's get into the video and see what happened, because to me this is ridiculous. How they handled it was ridiculous. And there's just going to be more and more of this. You can look all throughout YouTube. You can look at alternative news sources. More and more illegal immigrants, and they're not all like from Latin countries. They're coming in from Africa. There's Somalians. There's oh man, Ethiopians. They're coming from all over the place. From Africa, there's Arabs coming in. There's people from China and other Asian countries. So the world knows that the border's open now, and they're all coming through. People from Caribbean, um, they're all coming through up from Mexico. So it's not just a Latin American problem; it's a whole world problem now, where they're all coming in, and the people they don't love America. They could be coming here just to take advantage of our system. Number three, they don't love our country once they get here, and that's the thing for them. They can go ahead and come here. If they don't like it, get frustrated, cause some trouble, blah 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 blah. And what's gonna happen? They're just gonna get sent back home with their family. So the consequences, there's none for these people, and you'll see right here in this video. Let's get into it. I'm Apocalypse Phoenix, and this is Apocalypse Phoenix Says podcast on Rumble. I will give you all my links to my other social medias, because I'm on everything. And I also do music. The song you heard, that was me and my family affair. You can find all that on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, YouTube Topic, all music streams. So I'll put that at the end of the video. But remember to hit the like button, hit the follow button, hit the join button, hit the share button, man, because, I am a U.S. Army veteran, 100% disabled. This is how I do life. I do other things too. I write books, music, podcasts. Um, I have a job, so I'm out here doing it. Like I tell you guys to do it. You need more than one stream of income, and you need things to do with your time to give back, because I want to be of value while I'm here to other people. Doing things just more than for myself. So I appreciate everybody watching the videos and hitting the like button and joining and subscribing. I really appreciate you guys.
News alert on this Wednesday morning. The House Homeland Security Committee yesterday.
Bradley Martin, hit me up, man. Jim Weed, hit me up. I love the drink. I drink it all the time. What's going on? I'm trying to get them sponsors. But let's
advanced articles of impeachment against DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas in an overnight vote that got heated. It was strictly along party lines.
Secretary Mayorkas' actions have forced our hand. We cannot allow this border crisis to continue. We cannot allow fentanyl to flood across our border, our criminals to waltz in undeterred.
That's what's happening. Where's all that fentanyl coming from? Causing all these overdoses, causing these cities to look like there's zombie apocalypses coming up from Mexico, from China. And how many criminals have came through? There was this video I saw where this guy was like, "You will remember who I am. You will remember who I am." It's by Decoy Voice. He's a YouTube channel. He probably has a Rumble also. Because with YouTube, you never know when they're going to demonetize you or kick you off. So you have to go to Rumble now too. So Rumble, get there, y'all. But Decoy Voice, he has a great channel, and he had a video where there's this guy. It was you can tell it's Middle Eastern, and he's like, "You will remember who I am. You will remember my name." And when they ran it back against other videos, he looks damn near identical to this known terrorist that went missing over in the Middle East. Not dead, he's missing. And then we catch this video of this one guy saying, "You will know my name. You will know my name." And he looks damn near identical. In the video, he doesn't say, because in the news or nowhere, it doesn't confirm that guy in the video crossing the border into America from Mexico. There's no 100% confirmation that it's him, but damn it, that's too close of a coincidence. And I believe there's more than one person coming in that doesn't like America that much, that wants to do harm. And again, it's not that I'm against immigration. It's illegal immigration. The way it's going on now, thousands and thousands of people every single day, and we don't know who they are. We don't know where their mindset is at. We don't know if they're gonna flip out. Also too, the rules living over there in these other countries aren't the same rules here. So when they come here, they try to act and live like they did back over there, which didn't work, which is why they left. And then they're trying to turn America into a third world country. No traffic laws, park wherever you want, building whatever you want. Go to those third world countries and see how jacked up and see how the rules don't apply and how everything then falls apart from there. Like these countries, they're nice. The people are good. I'm not hating on any of that, but the way that their governments and the way that they run things is crappy, and then it trickles down from there. So they have crappy infrastructure, crappy plumbing, crappy police, crappy administrators. Oh, a spider coming through over here. Boy, get out of here. And that's why those countries are just as beautiful as they are, as great as people are. That's why they don't thrive. There's too much corruption going on in these countries. There's too many what's the lackadaisical, they're so lackadaisy with their rules. 'Cause Mexico's beautiful. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Puerto Rico. Beautiful places, but the way that they run things is why it's so messed up. And then they try to bring that over here. They try to bring that lifestyle here, and it doesn't work in America. In America, there is a set of rules, and if you break those rules, people will shame you, police will arrest you, government will crack down on you. And so this becomes just like, then we start butting heads because they think they're doing it right. We're like, no, you got to do it this way. And so they don't want it to assimilate. And when you go to a country, you have to assimilate to their rules, regulations, morals, and values. And if you do want what you bring from your country, what's the word? If you want your customs and things to come into America, it's going to be slow, and it's going to be a slow thing. But by you integrating and assimilating into America, your customs, they start bleeding back in and could become a part of America. Look at Mexico. Tacos are now so American, you will never get a taco out of America. You'll never get spaghetti and pizza out of America. They're from Italy. These are things that immigrants brought over here, but they assimilated into our culture, and then their culture became part of it. So you can't force your culture onto Americans. You have to assimilate into American culture, and then your culture will trickle back in. Right? That's how it happens. Look at Germany, Italy, like I said, English, all these cultures are, Mexico, all these cultures are just part of America. It's just built in. They're not getting it out. And these people came, they got jobs, they came in the right way, got their social securities, they started working, they started building, they assimilated into American culture, and then their culture kind of trickled back out. The foods, the festivities, and things like that. So it's not something you can force, and it's going to happen right away. It's something that happens over time. And that, again, the people that are legal immigrants, they're not thinking like that because they don't have to go through the process. They don't have to go through trainings. They don't have to talk with any, counselors or anything like that to give them help in these certain things of how to assimilate into American society. No, they're just coming over here. I'm going to take a trip. I mean, I know it's not like that, but the alternative to if we don't make it here is they can always go back home. So this isn't their permanent, really, in their heart, this isn't their permanent home, America, which is why they don't love America. They're still waving their flags from their countries and all that. Well, then why didn't you stay there? Because it's crappy. So why are you waving that flag? Put the flag down, wave the American flag. And I appreciate all and every immigrant that comes and becomes American and starts waving our flag. But you can't try to rock your flag when you just left that country because it was so crappy. If you love your country so much that you're not going to put down your country's flag, go back to your country and fight for your country. Take it back. That's what America did. We never ran. No matter what, we fought the biggest, most powerful country at the time. We took over. We took on England and we beat them. We didn't run. We fought against ourselves. We didn't run. That's why Americans are so proud. We don't run. Where is the mass exodus of Americans to some other greater country? There is none. Yes, do Americans love to travel around the world? Yeah, we do, but we like to come back home to America. There's never been a mass exodus out of America. There's never been no giant migration out of America to some better country. Ever since the creation of America, people have wanted to come here for the opportunity, for the chance, and because it is the greatest nation. It was people that wanted to build, grow, and make a better community that made America great. And that's why we want to make America great again. It is about hard work. It is about not always doing what you love. It is about building. It is about creating a legacy. Kind of thinking that I wasn't on before, but that's why I'm so adamant about it now because you have to have a legacy mindset type of thinking. I want, I want to be able to do my part for my community, earn enough money that I create generational wealth. I then, I am a philanthropist. I volunteer my time now, so and I give now. So when I get more money, I'm only going to give more and more and more. I would like a library named after me, a park named after me or something because I was such a part of my community and I gave and I helped out so much that's what the community wants to do back for me. And then my kids, my grandkids, they're like, oh, this is, Apocalypse Phoenix Park. This is Apocalypse Phoenix Library. Of course, they're going to use my real name, but you get my drift. Nobody thinks like that. We're so in this now type of mindset. We don't think about leaving a legacy, and then so our actions don't align with that. Our actions do align with not thinking legacy, just thinking about the now. Oh, my next paycheck, my next bill. Oh, if I give me a little money, then I'm gonna go immediately spend it. When you have that legacy mindset thinking, you get money, you put it in the bank. You get money, you find the highest high yield savings account. So when you put your money in there, it's getting all the maximum interest that you can get. You look at putting money in the stock markets. You look at having a life insurance policy, things that will be able to build your wealth. And if something was to happen to you, you would leave something instead of being on a T-shirt or on a poster board with some people in the middle of the street trying to get donations and car washes so they can have your funeral. Like that, I see that happening too much. Nobody's thinking about the later years. Nobody's thinking about their kids and their kids' kids and their kids' kids' kids. You have to have that mindset, that legacy mindset that you're leaving stuff for your kids, and then teach that legacy mindset to your kids. But people aren't coming in with that mindset. They're coming here in survival mode, and you see how it looks. Tents everywhere, old beat up cars parked, campers parked. Look like how did it even get here? People living in such decrepit, horrible conditions in the most wealthiest country on the earth, but it's not our fault. It's not America's fault that people are wanting to live like this. They choose to live like that because they're not thinking about the far, not thinking ahead, just thinking in the now, survival mode. And so they're almost living like animals, man, out there. It's crazy. They're living third country living in the most prosperous country ever recorded in human history. And that's their choice. Because in America, there's so many ways to earn money. You can have a job, you can have two jobs, you can have three jobs. You can have a job, you can have side hustles on the internet. There's so much stuff you can do. If you are poor, it is your fault. It's your fault if you're poor. You're not working enough. You're not thinking enough. You're not trying to make things happen enough. You're content with how your life is. Yeah, you'll bitch, moan, and complain and take advantage of every program given to you, but when it comes to you doing the hard work, you won't do it. And being that kind of person, you're not gonna get the wealth. You're not gonna get what you want in life because you need to be able to do hard work. You need to be able to get over your feelings and do what must be done, not do what you want to do. No, I'm ranting. This stuff I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate about it because along with the drugs and the enemies, there's all this human trafficking is on the uptake coming up through Mexico from the border. Human trafficking of and kids, trafficking of children. Like, what do you think's happening to these kids that get sent? Parents are sending their kids alone because they don't want to get caught with them because they know that the kid will get taken care of more. But where are all these thousands of kids going to? They have to go into all these different foster homes, and it's not the majority of these people are going to be good people, but there's going to be a minority of people that are just horrible, and they're going to be getting these kids. They're going to be abusing them, selling them, doing all this crap that you guys get upset about, that everybody gets upset about, rightfully, human trafficking, children trafficking. But by leaving the border open, you guys are just saying you're okay with that. So if you're okay with an open border, then you are okay with child human trafficking. That's it. You can't be okay with an open border and then say you're against human trafficking. But why need an open border when that's the cause of all of this? That's one of these big old things that's allowing this to happen. Is that open border. So you can't say you care about people and then say you are okay with an open border. It doesn't go hand in hand.
And we cannot allow a cabinet secretary with no regard for the separation of powers or the rule of law to remain in office.
And any shortcomings that Mayorkas may have, frankly, are your fault. He's asking for authorities to do more, to have more border agents, to have more resources. And so his limitations are caused by you.
It was a marathon session, 13 hours long. Eventually, Mayorkas called the allegations baseless in a letter to the committee. The next step is an impeachment vote on the House floor.
And as that battle unfolds in Washington, look at this insane video. A group of migrants in New York City are arrested after attacking NYPD officers in Times Square. 5 were arrested, and 4 are already released without bail.
The brawl started when 2 officers were trying to break up a rowdy crowd near a migrant shelter on 42nd Street. While arresting one of the men, the other said, hey, I'm not going to just sit there. I'll jump in. I'll start kicking. I'll start punching the officers. After all, I don't belong in this country anyway. I could beat up an NYPD officer. What'll actually happen? The Manhattan DA's office saying it's investigated the incident as police search for 5 other men involved. Every part of this incident could have been avoided if you didn't allow 67,000 people to call New York home who don't belong here. And what happened is, instead of being grateful, they're creating chaos. They get free food, free laundry. They can do whatever they want, free shelter. And when they start fighting each other and NYPD comes to enforce the law, they beat up the cops. Forget you trying to wrap your head around that.
Listen, the actual number, according to the New York Post, and they had this story exclusively, 172,000 migrants have come to New York City since, in the last year and a half. 172,000, 67,000 are currently in shelters. Obviously, if these guys were over by the migrant shelter, you can connect the dots. They were probably living there. Here's the thing. One of the... and by the way, they did bust in all 5 people. 2 19-year-olds, a 21-year-old, and a 24-year-old. And, of course, all single males. And weren't we told a while back the people being led across the border were all in family units? Anyway, one of those migrants apparently has 2 open cases for assault and robbery. He's already been arrested twice. In November, he punched and...
You get arrested once doing some crap like that, you're out of here. That is stupid, man. So one of these guys that they're arrested already has, so this is the 3rd time being arrested within 1 year. Like, that is a criminal. Get him out of here.
Pushed and bit a Nordstrom Rack employee who said, hey, you can't steal that $130 item from the store, pal. Well, he didn't like that. He bit the person. And then in December, he he punched with a closed fist a loss prevention officer down at the big Macy's on 34th Street, and he was trying to pull off another robbery with 2 other people. So how hard is it to?
These are cops with families. They have kids. They got to go home. They got wives. They got things that they take care of. Groups they're part of. Community, people in the community that they're helping. And again, all these dudes, these single dudes that aren't part of families that are here just standing around. What happens when there's a bunch of men unhappy, horny, mad? What happens when there's a bunch of guys just sitting around like that? Trouble, crime, murders.
Get deported in this country if you're breaking the law and beating up cops?
That's the question. And this story and this video that you're seeing right here, it's the cross-section of so many things we talk about every single day with all the issues in cities and countries across the country where it's attacks on police, it's the illegal immigrant crisis, it's also the bail policies that are contributing to all of this. And yeah, like you said, Steve, one guy had already has 2 open cases, so he's now a repeat offender. And you just have to think about
Yeah, you blue states taking away bail. Bail is racist. Only rich people get to get bailed out. Blah, 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 blah. The thing is, you only need bail when you commit a crime. So how about don't commit these crimes and then you won't get arrested and you won't need bail? It's so stupid. They call everything racism, and it ends up hurting the people that they're trying to help. Because if you live in a community where there's a couple of bad apples, they're the ones that keep committing crime. They're the ones robbing people. They're the ones breaking into houses. But you live in a blue state where they rob a house, they're out the next day. Rob another house, out the next day. Break into a car, get caught, out the next day. By the time they do something big that gets them in real trouble, they have like 6 charges already behind them, and they just keep getting let out. And they're not like a petty theft charge. It's like that guy punching people, assaulting people, robbing people, really hurting people. Go ahead and get it let out with no bail. Don't have to pay no bail. Why? Because bail is racist. Because there's too many black and brown people in jails and stuff. Oh, it's so racist. You know, I believe there's a couple of bad cops all over. So yes, there's a few innocent people in jail. Yeah. There's a few innocent white people in jail. I believe in more innocent white people in jail than there is black and brown people in jail. Nobody ever likes to look at these stats. But the majority of Americans are white, so the majority of people in jail are white. The majority of people that are poor are white. The majority of people that get attacked by cops, unprovoked, without a weapon, shot by police, white. So you can't say that, oh, white people, they just have it so great here, blah, 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 blah. They're the biggest demographic, so they usually have the biggest numbers. But guess what? Black and brown people make up about 25 to 30% of America, but we commit more of the crimes. It's stupid, right? Yeah, it's our fault. The culture that we raise our kids in, especially in the hood, go ahead and listen to all this rap music and all this dumb stuff. Go ahead and watch all these stupid movies. Go ahead and listen to all this crap. Take it in. Be dumb. Don't be smart. Oh, working is stupid. Go hustle some drugs. Oh, go get you some baddies. Go waste your time and your money chasing women that don't like you. You know, the way that the hood is, it's so mentally effed up. It's ridiculous. And I sit and wonder sometimes, how can a neighborhood be a hood, be a ghetto 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years? The people that live there, they can't get their act together. Be like, hey, let's start our own businesses. Let's put some money together. 5-year plan. 10 people in this neighborhood. We save $20 each a month for 5 years. After about 5 years, each one of you will have enough money put together to open a store, open a barbershop, start opening something in your community. Get you as store owners, you get the community to go to your store and start creating business in your neighborhood run by local people. So everybody's helping the community. Open one business, open two businesses, get things cracking, start making sure that the neighborhood is clean, making sure nobody's doing graffiti. No, but these neighborhoods have graffiti all over the place, trash all over the place. Do racists come into the neighborhood and just throw trash and graffiti on the floor? Is that the racist too? You know, because racist people are while you're poor. Racist people also go tag up your neighborhood with the most god awful graffiti. Just like children writing on the walls, type of graffiti. Racists go into your neighborhood and throw trash all over the floor, tires, cars, refrigerators, crap like that. No, it's you people. It's you people living in those neighborhoods that don't give a crap about your neighborhood, that dirty it up, that put graffiti up everywhere, and then allow, if you're not the ones doing it, you allow it to happen. Why not get the people together, do a paint party, paint up over all the graffiti? Why wait for the city to do it? Why wait for the city to come with people to clean it up? Why don't you and some friends get some bags, go start picking up trash, make it a weekly thing? Because you guys are too content and too happy living in these menial conditions, in houses with roaches, houses with no plumbing. There's no fight in you. You guys are just so okay with being mediocre. It's a sea of effortlessness out there. Window lickers, mouth breathers. Nobody is really looking to better themselves in these neighborhoods. The few people in these neighborhoods that read a book or some nerd, and then what happens? As soon as they can, they leave, never look back. Not because they don't want to help, but because they know the mentality of the people that live where they live. And they know I could give them all the money in the world. I could fix up this neighborhood to be the best looking place in the world. But because of their mentality, in a month, it'll be looking like trash the way it did before. Because the people don't care about themselves. The people don't care about their community. And the people don't care about this country. A lot of times it's because in these poor places, there are a lot of immigrants. But there's just a lot of Americans that don't care also. So this stuff right here pisses me off. They can leave their country, not fight for their country, come over here, hate our country, but get treated like
about
kings.
the mentality of this group of 5 people who, by the way, are claiming asylum. This does
They've
not
all been released, too. They've been stopped and released.
Because of
Where can you beat up a cop and be released the next day? That is insane. I dare, no, because somebody gonna clip this. But not really. But I dare somebody to just go punch a cop and see if you're out the next day. That is crazy to me. That is insane. But they don't care. You know why? They'll just get sent back home.
It's behavior of people who are not afraid to get deported. If you were, and you know that you
Fearless.
came here illegally and you're on thin ice, you're going to hide. You're going to be quiet, mind your P's and Q's. And these people are attacking police officers. Thankfully, they're okay.
And what you said is a cross-section of everything.
Yeah.
It's a cross-section of let's open up the border. Let's not do the remain in Mexico. Let's not pressure other countries to keep their people there. Let's not make sure the cartels don't decide to give up drugs in order to get back into human trafficking. And let's not put up the wall. It all comes into the major cities. You want to blame the Republican governors for allowing these guys to get on buses and go to major cities? Don't. Look at Mayorkas and Joe Biden and look at their policies and executive orders to reverse Donald Trump's policies, and it goes right back to those illegal immigrants on the streets beating up our cops.
It's also the cross-section of the downside of sanctuary cities, right? Because if this happened in a place that didn't have sanctuary city policies, they would call ICE and those people would get deported, not here.
Right.
ICE has been defanged, and number 2 is sanctuary cities. President Trump, one of the first things he did
Man, I'm hot. I need some ice, man. I need some ice in my drink.
Has told the courts, forget it's unconstitutional. The courts pushed back and said he can't do that.
Well, one of the big sanctuary cities is where Lawrence Jones has been dispatched. He's in Denver today. And Lawrence, you were talking to the mayor there.
So we're 2024, 2022, 2021. I went to Puerto Rico. Denver was already looking like a third world country. From Denver airport, you have to take a train that takes you to the main city of Denver because the airport's a little outside of the outskirts. On this train ride into Denver, tents all along the train tracks. And this is 2 years ago, people. So we're talking about adding even more, thousands upon thousands and thousands of people. What 2 years ago was already a wreck. Already looking like a third world country, tents, just miles of tents. And now there's even more people. Denver is a beautiful city. There's great people there. I went to what they call Lodo, lower downtown Denver. It was beautiful, man. The nicest people I've met in any American city. People walking up to you, hey, how you doing? Like, what? I'm doing great. How you doing? I'm having a great time. Wow, beautiful women walking up to us. Hey guys, where you from? They could tell we're out of town or something. It was like, wow, I'm coming back to this place, bro. Like Lodo, lower downtown Denver, man. It was cracking. Kicked it in the restaurants. People were nice. Stayed there until the evening. They had a bunch of people on bikes. They got together, kind of like a sideshow. A bunch of people bikes doing wheelies, stuff like that. Other people hanging around. They got music bumping. You know, everybody's having a good old time. It was awesome. But third world country now.
About their sanctuary status, because right now it's at the crisis level. They've got the highest number per capita of migrants in that city you're standing in America.
Damn.
Hey, good morning, family. A big interview with the mayor here, Mike Johnson. And to go to the people that are seeking asylum, I asked the mayor, I said, you know, what are you going to do when a lot of these folks are on the street because you guys just don't have the resources? And he gave me the story of one of the migrants that came across the border illegally, that she was a police officer in Venezuela. And I said, you know, Mr. Mayor, you got to realize that not all of them are going to have that background. Not all of them are going to be people that are law-abiding citizens. I mean, their first act was breaking the law. And I think it really came to the point of understanding a mayor that wants the best for his city, but also has this loyalty to the ideology of letting migrants across the border. I also talked to him about the breaking point of the city. This is what he had to say. Watch.
Every hotel room we have in the city of Denver is full. We're at 5,000 people in shelter, and we have more coming every day.
So if you went to Denver, you couldn't get a place. That's why I stay in hostels. Nobody knows about hostels. And they go for the low.
We have to reactivate the policy we've always had, which is you can come and stay for a length of time, but it can't be forever.
At what point does your city reach its breaking point?
Yeah, I think our city is very close to its breaking point now, and we've been talking to leaders in D.C. around the country about why we need them to take action here. I think we have successfully welcomed almost 40,000 migrants in the last year, and we know what it takes to do this successfully.
I told you 2 years ago it was already insane homelessness going on. Now 40,000 more.
We just need that help, and the things we need are.
That's a total small city, bro. That's a mid-sized city in America. 40,000 people, and that's just one city. Like I told you, these 10, 15 major cities that a lot of illegal immigrants like to go to. Denver being one of them. 40,000 people.
Yes, we need federal dollars, but the most important thing is we need, work authorization for folks when they arrive, and we need those resources at the border so you can add more security at the border and so you can help process those asylum claims so the folks that do arrive here can work. The challenge we have is you have someone that'll arrive in Denver who's been admitted on an asylum claim, but their court date for their asylum case is 6 years away, and they're in Denver for 6 years without an ability to work and support themselves.
You know, guys, I give the mayor a lot of credit. We reach out to these liberal.
But yeah, they're not working, but they're housed. They're getting resources, food stamps, insurance, medical, like all this stuff. They're not working, but they're living for free.
City mayors every single day asking them,
to
come on the program,
yeah,
to make their case to our audience, and not a lot of them do it. He chose to do that. Later on in the interview, I asked him, did he have a message for Greg Abbott now that he has the pressure now? Because at first he was very critical. What he says, we're going to tell you, we're going to show you later on. A
lot of those sanctuary cities were talking a lot of crap about the southern states, Texas mainly, Florida. Now that they're getting a little piece of what's been going on for like the last 4 years. We can't do it. We can't sustain. It's too much people. No, we're drowning. We're drowning in all this. Oh, we can't take it. How do you think Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California have been dealing with this? Going through the same problems you guys are on a much larger scale. And now you're starting to see the people's minds change. Now that they have to deal with it. I'm glad the Republican governors did that. I'm glad they busted into these cities. Gee, so all this talk, all this stuff on paper that looks real nice, let's put it to the test. And now a bunch of them. We can't handle all these immigrants. We can't. Oh my gosh. Yeah, what do you think these other people
the program? We also asked them, do you regret being a sanctuary city?
Right.
Would you change that? Would you do anything different? We asked him about that, and he's going to tell us about that later on in the program as well. But again, a lot of credit to the mayor for showing up, answering the questions.
Right. This is a complete circle. We defund the cops. We don't back them. Now we break the border and tell the cops to wrangle them up and create some type of semblance of
all leftist policies, all policies of the Democrats. Every time they do something that says, it's to help the poor, it's to help the people of color, it always comes around and bites you in the ass. Comes around and bites us in the ass. More taxes to help the poor. Who's getting taxed? The most poor people that can't pay the tax. People that are on fixed incomes, people that need the most help can't pay these rising taxes, can't pay the rising inflations. They're on a fixed income. They can't go out and get extra work and do extra things. Maybe some of them can do a little side hustle online or something. But what's the majority of the people that are too old or have too much of a disability to do something like that? They only have that fixed income, and all these raising the prices. It's helping the people that need help. It's hurting the people that need help the most. And you guys keep voting for these policies, these leftist policies that always turn around and just bite you back in the ass. And look at every one of these policies and see how it's causing the problem. You got to pay more, leftist policy. You got to deal with more crime, leftist policy. People can come to your state and get abortions or trans care. Leftist policies. Who's paying for all that? Everybody. Whether you're left, right, middle, don't care. We're all paying for it.
Border, and they're getting attacked. So now, and the people who opened up their arms now are losing their cities. Yeah. I hear in Denver, nobody wants to live there anymore. You can't get a hotel room. It's a fraction of what the city was before. So don't tell me you got a big heart. Think America first. Your goal is to make the people of Denver make their lives better, not welcome in the world and demand federal funding for it.
Beautiful city. Beautiful city.
By the way, the federal funding doesn't come from the president's pocket. It comes from federal tax dollars in a country that's $36 trillion in debt. It's nuts.
Lawrence, we're looking forward to seeing more of your interview with the mayor. We're going to play it all 3 hours long right here on Fox and Friends.
Right. But Colorado's using resources to make sure Donald Trump's not on the ballot. Yeah. Well, that's the key. Keep Donald Trump off the ballot. That's your number one issue.
But Mayor Johnson seems like a person a perfectly
Very
reasonable guy, where he's saying that the asylum claims lasting 6 years long is crazy. We have to fix that. We have to secure the border. He's also talking about work visas, which could be an incentive. But if you're the mayor of a city and you have to spend all these taxpayer dollars on illegal immigration, you can understand where he's coming from with that.
They're trying to do exactly the same thing in New York State. Where they would let 4,000 migrants take state jobs, work for the state of New York. We're going to talk about that a little later on.
Can I say one thing? He might be reasonable, but he's not logical.
Just come in. Yeah, people have been applying for these jobs, but because we let you in, because we don't want you sitting around doing nothing, just take these jobs that Americans were going to take. Yeah. That's the answer. Make Americans pay for this. And again, I said at the beginning of the video, I'm a U.S. veteran. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. My parents were in the Air Force, and my grandpa was in the Army. So I am an American with ethnic. Just try this again. I'm American as AF. I'm American. I have ethnic roots in Mexico, Native American, and Puerto Rican cultures, but I'm American. My family has been defending this country 3 generations strong. I love this country. The benefits, the opportunities here, it's unlike no other. I have lived my life, most of it, my 20s, part of my 30s, just being like the average American, not worrying about anything, living, just taking advantage of this beautiful country, of this, all the opportunities that this country allows us, even the opportunity to not work and be a loser, smoking weed all day, doing nothing. I was afforded that luxury here. Thank God I was saved by Jesus, and my whole mindset was flipped, 180, and I realized, and in that time, since my mind has been opened to the truth, and I know it is about hard work, I know it is about a legacy mindset type thinking, I have been able to fix my credit. I've been able to become healthy. I've been able to save more money than I ever thought I could save. I've been able to do this in this short amount of time, and I'm to a point where I'm pretty good, and I'm only going to continue to grow, even after so many years of just wasting time. So this country is so great that no matter when you decide to change your mind and get on it and really do it, you can turn your whole life around. But if we continue to give away resources, if we continue to let all these people in, if we continue to let America crumble, it's not going to be there for us. It's not going to be there for your kids. It's not going to be there for your grandkids. It's not going to be there for your great-great-grandkids. And we want that to happen. We want America to be around 200 more years, 500 more years. We want this great country to stay great. We want these rules and regulations, the morals and values of our country to stay in place, because that's what made us great in the first place. We love our people. I love people. I love people of the world. Without them, this country, it's just whack. But we have to do it correctly. We have to think about ourselves like every other country does. We have to protect our citizens. We have to help our citizens first. The people that give to this country, the people that pay taxes for this country, the people that have fought for this country, the people that work hard in this country. We have to do it for us first. It's just the way it is. Go to any other country and they're going to think the same way. And it has nothing to do with not liking other countries or anything. It's just how a country works. If we want our country to work, if we want our country to stay great, we have to think this way. That's how it is. Can't be out here just giving away everything. And also, when you give everything to people, they become entitled and spoiled, and they don't want to work for anything because they're so used to just having their hand out.
Like, he might be a nice person, but he has to play this out. What he's doing is not working. These people can't live on the streets. He's got to say there's no more right to shelter policy. I mean, whether it's returning the buses and creating a backlog and telling the president to pick up the tab, by doing what he's doing now, he does not deserve any credit. I give him credit for sitting down with Lawrence. That's about it.
He's been dealt a tough hand. And so
because of his policies.
What he's doing is he's trying to navigate the tough road that Joe Biden has given all of the mayors around here.
He's on board with Joe Biden. And now he can't deal with his own policies. It's not our problem.
Well, we are going to hear more from him and Lawrence later on in the show.
Indeed. I'm Steve Ducey.
Yeah. So there you go. There you go. You want to see this happening in your city? Keep voting left. Keep voting left. So there's the video, guys. Now they caught some of the guys that were part of this. Let's see.
Well, 2 more suspects have been arrested in connection to that brutal attack.
They caught some of the guys, and I'm glad for that.
2 NYPD officers over the weekend.
Again, after one of the guys involved was already arrested 2 times, let out, after blah, blah, blah. You know, what other things have these people done that hasn't been caught on camera? You know, this is just because they're attacking police officers. How many other people have been robbed or beat up, or stores have been stolen from by some other illegal immigrant that just doesn't care? You know, it's going to be an epidemic, and it's going to come to your town soon. If you're not dealing with it now, you will deal with it soon. Trust me, unless we change our policies. Now, when Trump gets elected in 2024, it's going to cause another great rift. And I know the media is going to play into it, but he's going to deport a bunch of these people. He said it, and I agree with them. We need to get a lot of these people out. Now, I would think that he's going to start with the criminals first. That's where I would start. We know who they are. We know what they've done. Get them out. They're not welcome here anymore. They came here and they're already committing crimes. Get them out. Then, after that, single men. Start sending the single man home. If you see that they just came by themselves, they're not part of a family, get them out. Now, the last people that I would go after are families. And if a family is working and they have started to do things on their own, I would say let them stay. But if they're not, you got to go. You can't just be hanging out here taking from our resources. We have the other things to do with it. Like that guy said, we're trillions of dollars in debt. Can't be just burning through money like that. So when he's elected, it's going to be crazy. We're going to see what it's going to look like. But I know the media is going to blow it out of proportion, and I know it's going to be another big thing, brown people versus white people. Even though it's not a brown or white person thing, it's an American thing. It's America wanting to stay safe and secure and strong versus not being that. It has nothing to do with color or race. We have to take care of our country.
All right, Fox 5's Morgan McKay live outside criminal court in Lower Manhattan.
So
Morgan, what's the latest on this case?
Steve, Natasha, one of the men allegedly involved in this attack against police officers in Times Square on Saturday night, his arraignment just wrapped up and he's being held on a $15,000 bail. Now, the other man is having his case deferred for now, so his arraignment could come at a later date. Now, here is video of the 2 suspects as they entered the courtroom today. The NYPD also showed up in full force with dozens of police officers and PBA members packing the courtroom for the arraignment. Now, according to the NYPD, more than a dozen men attacked 2 police officers in Times Square Saturday night. 4 out of the 5 men originally arrested were released without bail.
Bro, did you hear that? Attacking a cop, released without bail? Give me some of those privileges, man. Like, dang.
Footage of the incident shows an NYPD officer and lieutenant
Bunch of
telling a
guys
group of migrants to
standing
move
around.
along
Hey, you
moments
guys,
before
come
the
on.
fight broke
Don't
out.
just be
When the
standing
two
around.
officers tried to put a man in a yellow jacket under arrest, they were attacked by multiple
Look at it.
people
Kicked
on
in the
all
head
sides.
2-3
The
times.
officer sustained kicks and punches as they attempted to wrestle some of the individuals
Got
to
him
the
around his
ground.
shirt.
Now, according to the NYPD, multiple of these
Look at
people
all
are
these
currently
punks.
living in
And then they
migrant
run
shelters.
away when their cop
PBA
turns to
President
them.
Patrick Henry says the officers who were
in the
attacked
head.
are currently recovering, but they are outraged.
Freaking
We have to ask the
disgusting,
question,
man.
why did these 4 individuals be released on their own recognizance? Why aren't they in jail
Crazy.
right now? They brutally attacked a New York City police officer
Bruh.
and a lieutenant. Our criminal justice system is upside down. It fails every day.
Police representatives are also calling for some of the migrant men involved in the attack to be deported. Governor Kathy Hochul suggested yesterday that
Get
she
'em
would
out.
likely be in support
Get
of
'em out.
deporting the migrants responsible for the attack on police, and said she's quickly
'em out.
looking to judges and prosecutors to do the right thing. Now, there is some question whether the city's sanctuary city status would keep these men from being deported until after they are convicted.
You hear this crap? Because it's a sanctuary city, da, da, da. All these stupid leftist policies, man.
However, the mayor's chief of staff today says if federal authorities wish to deport these migrants involved in this incident, the city will cooperate.
And it's only because it was caught on camera, only because it was police officers. If these guys attacked regular people, would this be a story? Would they be worried about getting deported? We already know one of the guys already had 2 cases going of violent crimes. Deportation wasn't even anywhere said. Just he was going to become another just person in the roundabout system of the jail system, of the court system, with these weak liberal DAs. But because it's police officers and on camera, we will deport them. Blah, 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 blah. But how many other people are they not deporting that are out there committing crimes?
If they're convicted of these crimes, they should be deported. So on the issue of bail, I think that these individuals should not have been released, right? And so
then why
the
were
circumstances
they?
under which that happened are clearly out of our control. But we would think that if they were arrested for these crimes and they were properly arrested.
Really out of your control? Beating up cops and getting let go?
For these crimes, that they should not be back out on the street based upon what they did.
Now, the men arrested as part of this attack are facing at least 4 charges, including assault on a police officer and disorderly conduct. Reporting live, I'm Morgan Mackay. Steve, Natasha, back to you.
And, any American does something like that, but we're in jail. They're throwing the jail on us. The jail is on our head. That's crazy, man. So what do you guys think about the illegal immigration crisis we got going on? What do you think about these guys getting let out on bail? What do you think about them getting deported? Drop a comment, hit the like button. This is Apocalypse Phoenix. You can find me on Rumble under Apocalypse Phoenix Says Podcast. You can find me on YouTube under Apocalypse Phoenix Says. I'm trying to find something real quick, guys. You can find me on Instagram, apocalypse.phoenix. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook and
now,
X.
the men arrested.
Facebook and X. You can find me under Apocalypse Phoenix. Come on, I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to get that. I'm trying to get that right there in the background. Hold it. Damn.
Properly arrested for these crimes,
Let's go.
that they should not be back out on the street based upon what they did.
All right, let's go. All right, Apocalypse Phoenix, Rumble, Apocalypse Phoenix Says Podcast, YouTube, Apocalypse Phoenix Says, X, Facebook, Apocalypse Phoenix, Instagram, apocalypse.phoenix, TikTok, AP Sounds 2. You can find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, YouTube Topic, all music streaming services. Apocalypse Phoenix. Linktree will be in the description. You can hit my Linktree. It will take you, has links to all of my social media, all of my music. I also write books, and there's offers for DistroKid. You get 15% off. Hit the link there. So all of that's there in my Linktree. Appreciate everybody watching the video. Again, I am a U.S. Army veteran, 100% disabled. This is how I do life, along with I got other things going on. So I appreciate everybody watching. Remember to hit the like button, hit the join button, hit the share button, hit the follow button. And I will see you in the next video. You guys take care. God bless. Have a great day.